The end of a relationship doesn't always come with a dramatic fight or a tearful breakup conversation. Sometimes, it happens in whispers. In the small changes you almost don't notice. In the things that used to be there but aren't anymore. And the most painful part? By the time you realize what's happening, she's already mentally checked out. Today, I'm going to show you the silent signals that she's losing interest, the ones most men completely miss until it's too late. If you've been sensing something's off but can't quite name it, this video will give you the clarity you need. Welcome back to Aphorism Archive. I'm here to help you navigate the complexities of modern relationships with honesty, insight, and practical wisdom. If you're new here, this is where we cut through the noise and get to the truth about human connection, communication, and personal growth. Before we dive in, let me be clear about what this video is and what it isn't. This isn't about creating paranoia or making you obsessively analyze every little thing your partner does. Healthy relationships require trust, and I'm not here to undermine that. What I am here to do is help you recognize genuine patterns of disconnection so you can address problems early, have honest conversations, or make informed decisions about your future. If this content resonates with you and you want more insights on building stronger, healthier relationships, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're building a community of people who are committed to growth, awareness, and authentic connection. Now, let's talk about what's really happening when interest starts to fade, and more importantly, how to recognize it before you're blindsided. The first and often most telling sign that she's losing interest is a fundamental shift in communication. And I'm not just talking about texting less, though that can be part of it. I'm talking about the quality and depth of your conversations. Think back to when things were good. You'd talk for hours about everything and nothing. She'd share her dreams, her fears, her random thoughts throughout the day. She'd ask about your opinions, your experiences, your inner world. Conversations felt effortless and meaningful. You learned something new about each other constantly. Now, conversations feel transactional. Surface level. She responds to your messages, but with the emotional equivalent of a shrug. "How was your day?" gets a fine instead of the story she used to tell. When you share something exciting or concerning, her response is polite but detached, like she's checking a box rather than genuinely engaging. She stops asking follow-up questions. She doesn't dig deeper into what you're saying. She's not curious about you anymore. And perhaps most painfully, she stopped sharing the details of her life with you. You used to be the first person she'd tell when something interesting happened. Now you're finding out about major events in her life secondhand, or days after they occurred. Here's what's happening: emotional investment shows up in communication. When someone cares deeply about you, they want to know you, understand you, and share themselves with you. When that interest fades, communication becomes functional rather than connective. It's about coordinating logistics, not building intimacy. Pay attention to this shift. If conversations that used to energize both of you now feel like pulling teeth, if she's no longer volunteering information about her life, if you feel like you're talking to a polite acquaintance rather than a partner, she's creating emotional distance. And emotional distance usually comes before physical distance. This doesn't mean every conversation needs to be deep and philosophical. But there should be a consistent thread of genuine connection and interest. When that thread breaks, the relationship is already unraveling. The second major sign is subtle but devastating. She stops including you in her future. Remember when she'd make plans months in advance? When she'd talk about that concert next summer, that trip you should take, what you'd do for the holidays. When she'd mention a funny thought about getting a dog together or what your hypothetical kids might be like. That future talk was evidence of investment. She saw you in her tomorrow, her next month, her next year. She was mentally and emotionally building a life that included you. Now, the future has become a solo project. She makes plans without considering you. When she talks about upcoming events, you're noticeably absent from the picture. If you bring up something months away, she's vague or non-committal. "We'll see" and maybe replace the enthusiastic planning you used to do together. She stops using "we" and starts using "I." "I'm thinking about taking a vacation." "I might look for a new job." "I want to take up a new hobby." The plural pronoun that once defined your relationship has quietly disappeared from her vocabulary. This is her subconsciously, or sometimes very consciously, disentangling her future from yours. She's preparing for a life that doesn't include you, even if she hasn't explicitly said it yet. Her mind has moved on even if her physical presence hasn't. Here's the hard truth: people make room in their future for what they value. If she's building tomorrow without considering where you fit, it's because she's already decided you don't. Maybe she hasn't accepted it fully herself yet. Maybe she's not ready to have the conversation, but her actions are writing a story her words haven't told you yet. And if you try to make plans together and she's consistently resistant, making excuses, or keeping things vague, that's not her being spontaneous or laid back. That's her keeping her options open because she's not sure you'll be around. The third sign is one that many men notice but explain away: the change in physical affection and intimacy. I want to be clear, this isn't just about sex, though that's often part of it. I'm talking about the entire spectrum of physical connection: hand-holding, cuddling, spontaneous hugs, kisses that aren't just pecks before leaving, the way she'd touch your arm when she laughed, how she'd curl up next to you on the couch. When interest fades, physical affection feels different. It becomes obligatory rather than natural, mechanical rather than passionate. She might still engage physically, but there's a quality missing: warmth, enthusiasm, genuine desire. It's like she's going through the motions because that's what people in relationships do, not because she craves that connection with you. The spontaneity disappears. She doesn't reach for your hand anymore. She doesn't initiate affection. When you initiate, she responds, but minimally. A hug feels like hugging a mannequin, technically happening but lacking life. Kisses become brief and closed-mouthed. Cuddling sessions get cut short because she's uncomfortable or needs to do something. Intimate moments, when they happen, lack emotional connection. She might be physically present, but emotionally she's somewhere else. There's no eye contact, no vulnerability, no sense that this is a moment of genuine connection. It's perfunctory. This happens because physical affection is deeply tied to emotional connection. When emotional intimacy fades, physical intimacy feels forced or even uncomfortable. Her body knows what her mind might not be ready to admit yet: she's not in this anymore. Now, I need to add an important caveat: there are legitimate reasons physical affection might temporarily decrease: stress, hormonal changes, medication side effects, trauma, health issues. These are real and valid. But when physical distance accompanies all the other signs we're discussing, and when it persists despite conversations about it, you're looking at something different. Pay attention to whether she seems relieved when physical moments end rather than disappointed. Notice if she creates physical distance, sitting farther away, going to bed at different times, finding reasons to not be in the same space. These are signs that connection has been replaced with polite coexistence. The fourth sign is particularly painful to recognize: you've become optional in her life rather than essential. Think about how she used to prioritize you. If she had a free evening, she wanted to spend it with you. If something exciting happened, you were her first call. If she was struggling with something, you were her go-to person for support. Your presence in her life was something she actively sought out and valued. Now, she's perfectly fine without you. Actually, she might seem more content when you're not around. She makes plans that don't include you and doesn't think to invite you until you ask. She has problems and solves them without mentioning them to you. She experiences joys and shares them with friends or social media before sharing them with you. When you're together, she seems distracted or disengaged. She's on her phone more. She's thinking about other things. She doesn't seem particularly happy or unhappy about your presence. You're just there, like furniture. She stops missing you. If you're apart for a few days, there's no eagerness to reconnect. No "I missed you" when you see each other again. If you suggest spending time together, she's ambivalent, sure, if you want rather than enthusiastic agreement. Here's what this means. When someone is invested in you, your presence adds something to their life. It brings joy, comfort, excitement, or peace. When interest fades, your presence becomes neutral or even slightly burdensome. You're not adding to her life anymore, at best, you're just existing in it. This is different from healthy independence, which is important in relationships. Healthy independence means both people have their own interests, friends, and pursuits while still actively choosing and enjoying each other. What we're talking about is indifference. She's not choosing you, she's just not leaving yet. If you notice that canceling plans doesn't seem to disappoint her, if she never suggests activities or quality time together, if she seems relieved rather than sad when you have to be apart, she's showing you that you've moved from priority to afterthought. The fourth sign is particularly painful to recognize. You've become optional in her life rather than essential. Think about how she used to prioritize you. If she had a free evening, she wanted to spend it with you. If something exciting happened, you were her first call. If she was struggling with something, you were her go-to person for support. Your presence in her life was something she actively sought out and valued. Now, she's perfectly fine without you. Actually, she might seem more content when you're not around. She makes plans that don't include you and doesn't think to invite you until you ask. She has problems and solves them without mentioning them to you. She experiences joys and shares them with friends or social media before sharing them with you. When you're together, she seems distracted or disengaged. She's on her phone more. She's thinking about other things. She doesn't seem particularly happy or unhappy about your presence. You're just there, like furniture. She stops missing you. If you're apart for a few days, there's no eagerness to reconnect. No "I missed you" when you see each other again. If you suggest spending time together, she's ambivalent, sure, if you want rather than enthusiastic agreement. Here's what this means. When someone is invested in you, your presence adds something to their life. It brings joy, comfort, excitement, or peace. When interest fades, your presence becomes neutral or even slightly burdensome. You're not adding to her life anymore, at best, you're just existing in it. This is different from healthy independence, which is important in relationships. Healthy independence means both people have their own interests, friends, and pursuits while still actively choosing and enjoying each other. What we're talking about is indifference. She's not choosing you, she's just not leaving yet. If you notice that canceling plans doesn't seem to disappoint her, if she never suggests activities or quality time together, if she seems relieved rather than sad when you have to be apart, she's showing you that you've moved from priority to afterthought. The fifth sign is the construction of an emotional wall where there used to be vulnerability and openness. She used to share her feelings with you, her anxieties, her insecurities, her hopes, her frustrations. You were her safe space, the person she could be fully herself with, flaws and all. She trusted you with her inner world. Now, she's emotionally closed off. When you ask how she's really doing, you get surface-level responses. "I'm fine. Everything's okay. Just tired." She doesn't let you in anymore, not to the real stuff, the stuff that matters. When something is clearly bothering her and you ask about it, she minimizes it or tells you it's nothing. She might even seem annoyed that you asked, like you're prying into territory that's no longer yours to access. The emotional intimacy that once defined your relationship has been quietly revoked. She stops being vulnerable with you. She doesn't cry in front of you anymore. She doesn't share her fears or dreams. She doesn't ask for your emotional support or advice on things that matter to her. And when you try to be there for her, she gently, or not so gently, pushes you away. What's happening here is protective withdrawal. She's pulling back emotionally to prepare for the end of the relationship. Consciously or unconsciously, she's protecting herself from the pain of separation by creating distance while you're still together. By the time the relationship officially ends, she'll have already grieved it privately. This emotional wall often comes with another telling sign: she stops fighting. Not because things are suddenly perfect, but because she no longer cares enough to fight. Arguments that would have sparked passionate disagreement now get a shrug or an "okay, whatever you want." She's not compromising, she's checking out. Fighting requires emotional investment, and hers is dwindling. If she used to engage in conflicts because she wanted to work through things and now she just agrees to end the conversation, she's not choosing peace, she's choosing disconnection. When someone stops caring enough to fight for the relationship or resolve problems, they've already let go emotionally. The sixth sign is one that quietly erodes your sense of value in the relationship. Your efforts are no longer acknowledged or appreciated. You still show up. You still try. You plan thoughtful dates, remember important things, do the little acts of service that you know she appreciates. You're putting in effort to maintain the connection, to show her she matters to you. But your efforts land in a void. That thoughtful gesture you made? She barely acknowledges it. That problem you solved for her? She doesn't thank you. That special evening you planned? She seems indifferent or finds something to criticize about it. It's not that she's openly hostile or critical, sometimes that would actually be easier to deal with. Instead, there's just nothing. A muted response. Polite acknowledgement at best. Your efforts don't spark joy or appreciation in her anymore. This happens because when someone is losing interest, even your positive qualities start to feel neutral or even annoying to them. The things she once loved about you, your thoughtfulness, your humor, your way of caring, no longer resonate with her. It's not that you've changed, it's that her feelings have. Psychologically, this makes sense. When we're emotionally invested in someone, we notice and appreciate what they do for us. We feel grateful. We reciprocate. When emotional investment fades, those same actions become invisible or feel like pressure rather than love. You might notice that she doesn't reciprocate your efforts anymore. If you're always the one planning dates, initiating quality time, thinking of ways to make her happy, and she's not matching that energy at all, she's showing you through her actions what her words might not say. She's no longer invested in nurturing this relationship. And here's a particularly painful aspect of this. She might start highlighting your flaws more while ignoring your strengths. Things she used to find charming now irritate her. Qualities she once praised are now problems. This shift in perception is often a sign that she's building a case, either to herself or to you, for why this relationship isn't working. When someone values you, they see your efforts, acknowledge them, and feel grateful. When they're losing interest, even your best becomes invisible or insufficient. The seventh and often final sign before a breakup, her energy, attention, and enthusiasm are directed everywhere except at you and the relationship. She's suddenly busier than ever. New hobbies, new friends, new projects, new interests. She's excited and energized, just not about anything involving you. She talks enthusiastically about her new gym routine, her new book club, her new work project. She's laughing and animated and fully alive when she's not with you. Then she comes home or sees you, and that energy deflates. She's tired, quiet, needs alone time. The vibrant person who was just posting animated stories on social media becomes subdued and withdrawn in your presence. This is one of the most painful patterns to witness because it proves the problem isn't that she's depressed or exhausted or going through something difficult. She has energy, enthusiasm, and engagement, she's just not directing any of it toward you. Sometimes this manifests as increased focus on personal appearance and growth in ways that don't include you. She's working out more, dressing differently, taking more care with her appearance, but it doesn't seem to be for you. When you compliment her, she barely responds. She's not doing it to feel attractive to you, she's doing it for herself or perhaps for someone else. Her social life might also be expanding in ways that exclude you. She's going out more with friends, and you're not invited. She's making new connections, joining new groups, creating a social world that doesn't have space for you in it. This is often the beginning of the end. She's building a life that doesn't require you. She's finding fulfillment, excitement, and connection elsewhere. By the time she officially ends the relationship, she'll already have a support system in place and a life that functions without you. Energy flows where attention goes, and attention goes to what we value. If all her energy is flowing away from you, she's showing you where her values and interests lie, and it's not in this relationship anymore. The eighth sign is a consistent pattern of avoidance, of you, of intimacy, of important conversations, of the relationship itself. She works late more often. She schedules things during times you'd normally spend together. She makes plans with friends instead of with you. She finds reasons to be in different rooms, goes to bed earlier or later than you, suddenly has errands to run whenever you suggest hanging out. This isn't someone who's busy or needs alone time occasionally, this is someone who's actively avoiding being present in the relationship. She's creating physical and emotional distance in every way she can without actually ending things. When you try to have meaningful conversations about the relationship, she deflects, shuts down, or gets defensive. She doesn't want to talk about feelings or the future or problems you've noticed. She says things like "not now," "I don't want to get into this," or "why do you always have to make things so serious?" She's avoiding the conversation because having it would require honesty, and honesty would mean acknowledging what's happening. It's easier to avoid than to confront. It's easier to let things fade than to have the difficult conversation that ends them. This avoidance often comes with a sense that she's just waiting, for the right time, for the courage, for you to end it so she doesn't have to, for the relationship to die naturally so no one has to kill it. She's in relationship limbo, and she's keeping you there with her. The painful truth is that someone who wants to be with you doesn't avoid you. They don't avoid intimacy, deep conversations, or time together. When someone is actively avoiding connection with you, they're showing you they no longer want that connection. Here's the ninth and perhaps most important sign. Your gut has been telling you something is wrong for a while now, and you've been ignoring it. You feel it in your body, a knot in your stomach, tension in your chest, anxiety that wasn't there before. You find yourself overthinking everything, analyzing her behavior, looking for reassurance that things are okay. You're walking on eggshells, trying to be perfect, afraid that one wrong move will confirm your fears. You've probably asked her if everything is okay multiple times. She says yes, but something still feels off. The reassurance doesn't stick because her actions don't match her words. What she's saying and what she's showing are two different stories. Deep down, you know. You might not want to know. You might be fighting against knowing. You might be explaining it away, giving her the benefit of the doubt, telling yourself you're just being paranoid or insecure. But that nagging feeling won't go away because it's based on real patterns you're observing. Your intuition is pattern recognition. It's your subconscious mind processing thousands of tiny signals and data points that your conscious mind might miss or rationalize away. When your gut tells you something is wrong, it usually is. The question isn't whether your intuition is right, it usually is. The question is whether you're going to honor it by seeking clarity and truth, or whether you're going to suppress it and wait for the inevitable. If you've recognized multiple signs in what we've discussed today, I know this is probably painful to absorb. The woman you care about is pulling away, and you're finally able to name what you've been feeling for weeks or maybe months. So what do you do with this information? First, understand that recognizing these patterns doesn't automatically mean the relationship is over. Sometimes, bringing awareness to these issues can spark the honest conversation needed to either repair the relationship or end it with dignity and clarity. But that requires both people being willing to be honest and do the work. Second, you need to have a direct conversation. Not an accusatory one, not a desperate one, but an honest one. Tell her what you've observed. Tell her how you feel. Ask her directly about her level of investment in the relationship. And then, this is crucial, actually listen to her answer. Not just her words, but what her body language and energy are telling you. If she's losing interest, you deserve to know. You deserve the opportunity to make an informed decision about your future rather than existing in limbo while she slowly exits the relationship. Third, respect yourself enough to not beg someone to stay who wants to leave. I know that's hard. I know you love her. I know you can imagine a future together. But someone who's genuinely losing interest rarely reverses course through convincing or grand gestures. Usually, that just delays the inevitable and causes more pain in the long run. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do, for both of you, is to let go of someone who's already let go of you. Holding on to someone who doesn't want to be held is painful for everyone involved. And if you do end up parting ways, know this, you're not losing a relationship, you're gaining clarity and freedom. You're making space for something real, something mutual, something where you don't have to wonder if you're valued. You're choosing yourself, your dignity, and your future happiness. For those of you watching this as a preventative measure, pay attention to these patterns in your relationships. If you start noticing them, address them early. Don't wait until the disconnection is so deep that repair becomes impossible. Relationships require ongoing investment, communication, and presence from both people. When that stops, address it. But also remember that even healthy relationships have ups and downs. There will be periods where connection needs to be intentionally rekindled. The difference is that both people want to rekindle it. Both people are willing to do the work. Both people choose each other again. The right relationship for you won't leave you constantly wondering if you're valued. It won't require you to decode signals or live in anxiety about whether she's going to stay. Real love is clear. It's consistent. It's present. And you deserve nothing less. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button so we can reach more people who need this message. Subscribe to Aphorism Archive for more insights on relationships, communication, and personal growth. And leave a comment below, share your experience, ask questions, or just let me know you're out there doing the work. Remember, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. You are enough, exactly as you are. And when you meet someone who recognizes that, you'll realize that all the confusion you're experiencing now was just clarity waiting to happen. Thank you for being here, for being honest with yourself, and for choosing growth over comfort. I'll see you in the next video. This is Aphorism Archive, reminding you to trust yourself, honor your worth, and never settle for anything less than genuine connection.